Alright, here we are again, back with another round review. Before we start though, we have to address the elephant in the room. I was absolutely livid over those fucking ref calls that fucked over the Tigers and the Raiders. They are a fucking disgrace. But I'm not going to get into that right now. It's just going to make me too fucking angry. Anyway, let's just get into it. First up, we've got the Cowboys versus the Panthers. The Cowboys are at home with no change to their roster. The Panthers, however, have had a half shuffle with Nathan Cleary out on knee injury. This means Maloney moves to halfback and Peachy moves in the 5/8. While Maloney is more than capable of playing the halfback role, this means that he needs to become the chief playmaker, which forces him to play against his natural game style. He is the kind of player that likes to lurk around the back line and jump on opportunities when they come up. The Cowboys, however, are playing at home in front of their crowd with no injuries and no change to their roster. They're going to want to make up for that arse whooping they got from the Storm. Cowboys by 12. Next, we have the traditional Good Friday clash between the Bulldogs and the Rabbitohs. Now, this game is going to be good for a number of reasons. The main one being that both teams are almost identical. Both have decent halves, both have strong backlines, and both have monster forwards. But what set the Rabbitohs apart last week is that their biggest liabilities, the Burgess boys, managed to come out, keep errors to a minimum, and put in a solid performance. The Bulldogs, however, got lucky. Cleary got injured and took advantage of the Panthers when they were most crippled. All in all, the outcome will be determined on the performance of the Burgess boys. If they put in the same performance they did against the Eagles, it'll be the Rabbitohs win. If they go back to being punch-drunk retards, it'll be the Bulldogs game. I'm backing the Burgess boys to put in another solid game. The Rabbitohs by 8. Friday night we'll see the Sharks host the Storm. When these two teams meet, it is always a big deal. And while this game will never be the 2016 Grand Final, it'll still be a pretty good game. The Storm coming from absolutely dominating the Cowboys to the Sharks getting their first win of the season, incredibly scrappy. But you know what? That's what gives the Sharks the edge over the Storm. The Storm are a well-organised machine. Each play practiced and precise. The Sharkies, however, are very loose in their style of play and are capable of grinding out wins through sheer grit over discipline and practice, which is why the Storm don't really like playing the Sharkies. They disrupt the machine and force them to play the Sharky style of football, loose and impromptu. The Sharkies will also be welcoming back Luke Lewis in his first game of the season. He's sure to bolster their forward pack and put in a good performance. That being said, if they don't clog up the machine, that will be the Storm's win. All I'm saying is, Brodie Croft better keep his head down when he sees Wade Graham coming. The Storm by 4. Next up, we have the Chooks versus the Warriors. The Warriors got lucky last week, and the Chooks are running hot. The Raiders last week really put the Warriors' defensive line to the test, forcing them to win by a field goal. And the way the Roosters opened up the tin cans last week, the Warriors' defense won't stand a chance. The Roosters by 13+. Saturday night sees the Sea Eagles host the Raiders. The Sea Eagles are likely favourites, even after their arse whooping by the Rabbitohs. After all, the best cure for cockiness is a swift kick up the arse. The Raiders, though, I feel have given too many chances. I mean, how do you blow a lead with 5 minutes left on the clock? They controlled the games in the first half, all 3 games, and they always let it slip through their fingers. Blake Austin getting dropped may just bring some stability into the spine, but I don't know if it will save them. The Sea Eagles by 10. Sunday we'll see the Dragons host the Knights. The Roosters had exposed too many cracks within the Knights, who really did play like a pack of tin men with no heart. Furthermore, Sunday only proved just how important Kalen Ponga is to the Knights. If he don't show up, they don't show up. The Dragons will continue their dominance. The Dragons by 13+. Sunday night is the Broncos versus the Titans. The Titans put on an absolutely pitiful display last week, proving that not only are they incapable of defending well, but they can't really attack well either. Even with Ashley Taylor in the side, they just fail to measure up. Also, penalty Broncos! The Broncos by 13+. Last, we have the West Tigers play the Parramatta Eels. The Tigers will go in with an unchanged roster to continue their defensive dominance. Parramatta, though, are missing 7 of their squad. French, out. Hain, out. King, out. I mean, Who the fuck do they have left? Tony Williams? Oh fuck. The Eels will continue to be starved of that win. Tigers by 4 points. Well, that should do it for this round. If you liked the video, drop a like, share with your friends. You know, do whatever. And I'll see you next time.